Hello, soul family. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. The end of times. That's what I want to talk about. The end of times. We've been moving to this point of time, and I'm air quoting because you can't see me. We've been moving to this point of air quote time for a very long air quote time. And I'm talking about linear time because linear time is an illusion. Okay? The reason why history repeats itself is because we're stuck on linear time. Time does not run from beginning to end. Man made time run from beginning to end. If you want to visualize time, I want to say that it runs in cycles, like circles. Like the way the infinity symbol looks would be the way, air quote, time would travel. Again, man made time. Time is an illusion. Timelines are breaking down. They're currently breaking down, and we are witnessing it. That's why everything is so ugly. That's why everything is so chaotic and crazy. Think back to 2020. Maybe it was even 2019 when people were tearing down statues. That was humanity destroying timelines, taking down what we know to be history. History is no longer going to repeat itself because these timelines are breaking apart. And there are many, 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 many timelines breaking apart because there are many, 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 many timelines that are currently happening right now, simultaneously happening all together at once. Okay? Um, but now we're experiencing what feels like, or what it feels like. We're currently experiencing what it feels like to live in the end times, the end of linear time. We as a collective are moving out of the matrix, this 3D matrix, this linear time in this 3D matrix. This is what the end of time means when people are saying that we're living in the end days. This is the end of time. This is not like the end of the world. It's not going to blow up. Humanity is not going to disappear. Um, Jesus is not going to come out of the sky, or God's not going to open up the sky and zap all the people that sinned, zap them dead, or zap them down to hell and lift up all the pure souls. That is not what's going to happen. I don't know. Since I was a little girl, and I knew a lot of friends that went to church. My father, he was atheist growing up. When I was growing up, he was atheist, even though his family's Christian. My mother's Catholic, but they were not religious people. I did not grow up in a religious household. However, my friends were religious. When I was little, I was curious about religion, so I went to church with my neighbors. They went to Catholic church. I went to church with some of my family, which were born again Christians. I went to church with my best friends, which were Russian Orthodox. One of my other friends was Jehovah. And what I come to realize is they all believed in a higher power, in a creator, but they had all these really fucked up man-made rules. especially the Jehovah Church. It was really fucked up, in my opinion. Um, so I didn't want to go to church anymore because I felt like I got the information I was seeking. So I kind of stopped going to church. However, when I did something bad, my father said, "You're grounded. You're going to go to church on Sunday with your friend." And that was part of my punishment, was to go to church, because he knew that I did not like church. After I went to so many churches and I realized I didn't like church, because church, it didn't make sense to me to go to this building and pray to, this God, that I don't know, it's like they created a man. I've always had this vision of this God sitting on a cloud with a staff with a really long white beard, kind of like the dude in Harry Potter. That's kind of like what God looked like to me when I was growing up. And that's kind of how the church, all the churches, kind of, I don't know, made it seem like. They didn't say it was like that. That's just how they made it seem. And then, they prayed to Jesus and Mary, and well, the Russian Orthodox worshipped Mary and Jesus, kissing pictures and stuff like that. I don't know. It just, church wasn't my jam. I realized that I didn't need church because I was church. My mother taught me that God is all around us. God is everything. Everything we see is God. The trees, the the sky, the birds, that was God. My mother believed in angels, and she believed that they would come and heal us when we were sick. So I kind of liked the way my mom believed, because it kind of resonated with me. It was like we had this power within us and all around us, and, you know, we were surrounded by angelics, even though we made angels in the form of man, when in reality they're just energy, they're light. But we as humans have to create, so we created them in our image. um, Anyways, back to the end of times. So we as a collective, we're moving out of, the 3D matrix, linear time. And this is what the end of time means. Not the end of the world, but the end of time. It's the end of a cycle. It's the end of an eon. It's also the end of the third dimension, 3D consciousness in the collective. Now, sorry, I just ate, so I'm trying not to burp in the microphone. Okay. So, yeah, we're moving out of the third dimension, 3D consciousness, as a collective, in the collective. Now, most of us, there's a majority of us that have already moved on and moved into the fifth dimensional consciousness. We've anchored into a fourth density collective. There's a huge majority of us that have already anchored into that energy. But with everything that's happening and going on with the world, there are more and more people waking up, So there's a lot of people that are just starting to move towards this fifth dimension. And as more people move into this fifth dimension, there's going to be other souls moving up into, or out, in other dimensions quicker. So they'll be moving into the fifth, sixth, and then, going into different densities and holding the light in those dimensions. So, I'm trying to see where I left off in my note. This is actually my journal I'm reading to you guys. So, yeah, there's more and more people that are moving into this fifth dimension. And as people move in, other souls will be moving on to other dimensions and anchoring into other densities. This is the beginning of the end. What we are witnessing right now, this is the beginning of the end. Not a physical end. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of a cycle. It's the end of an eon. We're starting something new. And this is the beginning of that new. Even though there were and are many souls that volunteered to come here to physically end it, physically die. This is the beginning of their end, their physical death. But it doesn't mean that it's a physical death for everybody. Remember, we are all souls. We came here to have our own unique journey. We are all here on a different mission. Some of us may experience the same things, but we're all here on a different mission. So there are souls that did come in. They knew that they were going to come in during this pandemic, and they volunteered to die. They volunteered to catch a V, or they volunteered to get a C and experience symptoms and talk about it and or pass on, move on, transform out of their body and back in, back into energy. So there were a lot of souls that volunteered to physically die, physically experience the symptoms, to help wake up the collective, to help usher in this movement, to shed more light. This is like it's awareness, and this awareness is going to expand your consciousness, expand your thinking. So many souls will start to feel this shift in their body as they move into different dimensions and experience a different density. They're going to experience a lot of symptoms. And I've talked about symptoms in a lot of my videos, especially a lot of my very old videos on this channel. So as they wake up and they become aware, consciously aware, that this is a spiritual event taking place, they're going to experience a lot of different symptoms. Let's see, what else did I write? So yeah, even if you've been on this journey for a long time consciously, and even though you've been on this journey for many years or many lifetimes, you'll also feel the change because if you're one of those souls that are moving towards the fifth dimension, you're going to definitely feel the change. If you're one of those souls that are in the fifth dimension, navigating through that new energy and you're already in it, you're definitely going to experience different stuff happening to your body because your body's trying to acclimate to that new energy as you move towards a different dimension or anchor into another density. So we're all going to be experiencing all kinds of weird shit. And I've talked about how I've experienced symptoms in the past when I was going through my awakening journey. It's going to be kind of like those symptoms times 10. It's going to be pretty intense because I was experiencing them. I've been kind of MIA, and it's because I'm just in a different energy, and I couldn't talk to you guys about anything because I have to go through the experience. I need to have the experience before I can talk about it. So what I'm doing is sharing my experience with you. I'm sharing what I channel. I'm sharing my experience. Um, I'm sharing my journey with you, to help you navigate through your journey, through your experiences, because you can use my experience um, as, I guess, a stepping stone. Even though you may experience, it might not be as bad for you. It might be a lot easier. It could be a lot harder, or it could, kind of be the same. But at least you're not taking this journey alone. There's other souls out there that are on the same journey or on a journey, and they're experiencing a lot of weird shit. So I want you to know that you're not alone. And if you're experiencing strange things happening to you mentally and physically and spiritually, paranormal, spiritually, know you're not alone. However, if you are experiencing weird shit in your body, like migraines, backaches, feeling like you have low blood pressure or high blood pressure, palpitating hearts, or hearts as if you had more than one, heart, um, cramping in your muscles, hair loss, skin pigmentation changes. I mean, all of these things can be related to the shift or the awakening, but to rule out anything medical, you should always talk to your doctor. Make sure that you're okay. And if the doctor gives you a clean bill of health, then mark it in your journal, as in clean bill of health. Fuck it, it's an ascension symptom. For the longest time, I was experiencing the weirdest stuff, and I thought I was dying. And once again, as I go through a different change in my life, I started to experience weird shit. And some of the stuff is stuff I experienced years ago, and I'm like, damn, it's back. And there's also new things that I'm experiencing, and I'm like, whoa. One of the major things I'm experiencing is eating. Like, I have to learn to eat differently. Even though I'm not really a really bad eater. I eat pretty clean. I eat pretty healthy. I don't like pig out on a lot of junk food. Um, but I love pizza, and I've turned down pizza a lot when my family does pizza night. I've been eating a lot more vegetables. I've been buying asparagus like crazy and eating it like crazy. Um, Lots of fruit, apples, nectarines, peaches. I've been really into strawberries and cherries and blueberries. Um, I started something new in my diet, sea moss. And let me tell you, it is fucking gross. I don't know how people eat that stuff. The way the way I was shown, like I make my own, and it's like a gel. And I see people, they just like take a scoop of the gel on a spoon and they eat it and they chase it down with like, I don't know, water or juice or like a ginger shot. And I tried it and I almost threw up because of the gel consistency. Ugh. So I freeze my sea moss. I put little tablespoon scoops in the freezer, and I put my sea moss gel in my smoothie, and it doesn't taste bad at all. I make elderberry sea moss. So if you have a consistency problem with food, how food feels in your mouth, then freezing it is an option. But yeah, so I really dig the minerals that are in it and the health benefits. Also, I started to take milk thistle as a supplement for my kidneys and my liver, and it helps with your digestive tract. Also, recently I found out that I'm anemic, and I didn't know that, but I kind of had a feeling I was because I've been anemic in the past, and there's a lot of times that I was, really sluggish and tired, and I'm like, this cannot be, the awakening. Let me tell you guys, don't just write everything off as the awakening or awakening symptoms. Please get yourself checked out, okay? So I had a lot of blood work taken, and they found out I was anemic. So I'm on an iron supplement. Iron's really hard on my stomach, so I've been taking iron starts with a G, I don't know, gluconate or something like that, which hasn't hurt my stomach, hasn't made me want to throw up or anything like that. And usually, the iron makes you really constipated. And the one that I bought does not make you constipated, FYI. So I was worried about taking an iron supplement because I didn't know if it was going to do that to me. Um, Taking my other minerals and vitamins religiously, and I've been drinking a lot of water. I always drank a lot of water, but I've been really drinking a lot of water. But I really have a hard time when I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, my body tells me right away, like, don't eat that. It's heavy. As soon as it starts to go down my throat, it's like my body wants to instantly reject it. Like, why are you putting this in your body? This is bad. So that's definitely one thing that's really changed for me. And it's something that my body is doing by itself. It's not even me consciously, saying, oh, look, pizza is bad. No, my body is saying, look, bitch, pizza is bad. And if you keep eating this, you're going to have a swollen tummy. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to be constipated. And you're going to be bloated for a week. And you're going to be in a lot of pain. So I don't eat it. Well, I will eat it because glutton for punishment, but I won't eat it as much as I used to. I'm trying really hard to change. It's like a rapid change is happening. I got into Brussels sprouts, not the Brussels sprout, but the sprouts, the seeds going into sprouts, not the round Brussels sprouts. And I started putting them in my salad and juicing them. They're really good, actually. They're not bad at all. They're really good for your whole entire body and your brain. Trying to think what else has changed. The way I think, the way I live my life, the way I see other people. A lot of clarity, but that could be also because I've changed my diet a little bit. A lot of channeling comes in. I don't know, I'm just enjoying being in the present moment, learning to just let shit go and not let it bother me, not to take life so seriously, and just honor everything, everyone. Thanking my food, I thank my water when I take a shower. I mean, like, just being present with everything. And this is all a learning experience. And, you know, not everybody will be like me. Not everybody is doing this. This is just something that, I'm learning. It's brought to my attention. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of body changes. But again, please, if you are experiencing anything funky with your body, just, get it checked out. Bring it to your doctor's attention and see what your doctor says. And, make sure you're good. Another thing I'm still dealing with is this back pain. Oh my goodness. I think it's sciatic nerve. I mean, I went to the doctor's. She said it's sciatic nerve. I got declined for an MRI. But there's days that I'm good. But if I lift anything heavy, then I'm really messed up for like the next week, 2 weeks. But I've been in this pain since like March, I think. And I do know I have a herniated disc, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe I did something to myself and now it's really I can't even speak. Herniated. It's really sticking out. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm just hoping it goes away. And I am going to go see a back doctor to see if maybe I can get an MRI approved. I don't really want to get an MRI. I don't like those machines. Not because I'm scared of them, but because I don't like what they do to your body. It damages your skin cells and all that shit. So, I don't really want to go through it, but I do really want to know what's going on with my back. And I do realize that for every illness your body has, for every dis-ease, which if ignored will actually turn into a disease, um, for every dis-ease that we have within our body, it's something we're storing emotionally, something that we're doing to ourselves. So it's, I know that where this pain is root chakra shit. I have been working on a lot of things, a lot of old, past life stuff has been coming up, a lot of, childhood crap has been coming up. So maybe I created a block in that area, and I maybe just need to get it energetically removed. And if any of you are, energy healers out there, um, I kindly ask you to please send me some healing energy in my root chakra. Help release that blockage. I'm trying my hardest. I really am. So, okay, so getting back to my journal here. So, talked about body changing and your body adjusting to the new density that you're anchoring in. Um, Not only will your body feel this shift, your mind is going to feel this change as well. Your mind is going to go through so many different thoughts, and the way your mind functions, because it's different for everybody. It might drive you crazy, or you may get clarity right away. But there's a lot of stuff that's going to come up. Your mind is going to be very, very noisy as all of this, shift starts to happen. But it kind of all works. It kind of just works itself out, because as you're going on this journey, you learn this stuff along the way. Either you come across people like me, or you kind of just figure it out on your own. Either way, it works itself out. But don't freak out if you find that you can't sleep, or you're sleeping a lot, or you're having a lot of nightmares. It's your dreams are telling you, symbolically, they're helping you. It's you. It's you trying to give it's your unconscious trying to give your conscious self messages. It's kind of like clues on how to heal yourself in the hours that you are awake. So you might experience a lot of nightmares or crazy dreams, vivid dreams. Um, a very, very like monkey mind, monkey brain. I think that's what they call it. Very noisy, worrying a lot, thinking a lot. Lots of fear may come up. Just don't let it consume you. And meditating. And I know that's like, what? You're telling me to meditate, but my brain, my mind is being too loud. Let me tell you, meditating is not just you sitting quietly, it's you being in the present moment. Just go outside into nature. That's the best, especially for people that are just starting out. It's get outside, surround yourself with as many trees as you can. Go into the forest and just look at the trees, touch the bark, smell a flower. I don't know. Look at the grass, look at the sky. That will definitely help with your crazy mind. So it will definitely do some stuff to your mind as well. It'll change that, as you're entering different, dimensions, depending what dimension you're entering. Um, and I mean, you could be in the fifth, sixth dimension. A lot of people are in the fifth and sixth dimension, even though there are people that are in the seventh, eighth, and on. But for most of the collective is entering the fifth, and there's a good majority going into the sixth. But the fifth and the sixth are the ones that are very active right now, that are a lot of people are entering, or a lot of souls are entering. Let me see here. I wrote most of the people that are feeling changes, and that are being affected, are most of the people that are entering the fifth dimensional consciousness, because they're moving out of, 3D, and they're moving into a different density. And it's just like, it's night and day. So a lot of people are moving into the fifth dimension as a collective, and more people, as they move into a different dimension out of the third dimension. Um, a lot of people, I mean, I know that a lot of people have seen number synchronicities in the past. I've talked about it a lot, but just being on different social media sites, and I'm starting to see the spiritual community grow much, much larger than it did a year ago, than it did 5 years ago. I mean, like 5 years ago, it's like, that's when it started to become popular. So there's definitely an awakening happening. There's spiritual communities popping up all over the place. I mean, if you're on TikTok, it's like that's all that there is on the For You page is like a bunch of spiritual videos. But a lot of people are talking about numbers and number synchronicities. So what's happening is you're being plugged into the system, the nine code. And the nine code is call to action, or it could be making you aware that you are at the end of your cycle or a cycle. You may even see transmission codes, and transmission codes are codes like 717, 919, 818, or you might be seeing messages in double or triple digits like 1111, 222, 333, 1212, 444, 4140. The new earth is awake, and you are plugged into Gaia. You are plugged into the new earth. She's activated, and she's connected to the galaxy, she's connected to the sun, she's connected to the central sun, and all these syncs that you are seeing are programming you. It's all in your blueprint, your DNA. You know what these codes mean. Unconsciously, you know. And I know that's frustrating because consciously you just want to know. And don't drive yourself crazy. Don't go nuts trying to, figure out, what these codes mean or what these transmissions mean. They're, they all do have a generic meaning. But remember that you are unique, and a number like 414 or 444 may mean one thing for the collective, but it could mean something deeper for you. So yeah, don't go crazy trying to figure it out. Journal. That's the best advice I can give you, is to journal. Journal, journal, journal. Write it down. That's all I can say. Journal and document your thoughts and actions when you've seen the number that caught your attention. Write down what you were thinking, what you were doing, what you were saying. And that's the best way that you can keep track. And then you can just go back and read your journal and put all the puzzle pieces together. That's how I had to do it for myself. Even though the generic meaning may resonate with you, still document and journal what you were doing, saying, or thinking. And that's how you figure it out. But unconsciously, so you don't really need to know consciously. It will become clear, I guess. I don't know the best way to say it. Like right now, you're seeing these weird transmission codes and synchronicities, these messages coming through, and you're like, what does it mean? Why do I keep seeing 1111? But unconsciously, and everything is happening how it's supposed to happen. Some of these transmissions that you're seeing are just transmission codes for your DNA blueprint, for your cells in your body. And it's when you see these codes, it does something to activate something within your um, within your cells, within your DNA. So you really don't need to know exactly what they mean because the job is already being done and that's it. So don't drive yourself crazy when you see these activation codes and transmissions. And again, just document and journal when you do see, you know, the synchronicities that pop up in your life. And stop asking people to figure you out. I get a lot of questions, and questions are okay, but I get a lot of people that want me to help them figure out what their mission is or who they are or what's going on in their life, which is not a problem, but don't get comfortable always asking other people to help you figure you out. Go within. You are divine. Go within. Learn to connect to your higher self. Your higher self is your future you. Your higher self will never, ever, ever mislead you. It's you. It's your future you. So learn to trust what your higher self is telling you. Learn to trust your thoughts. When a message is coming through and you're like, and you think it's your thoughts, it may be your higher self communicating with you using your voice or coming through in a man's voice or a woman's voice. Learn to trust those quote unquote thoughts that you hear in your mind, because that could be spirit trying to connect to you or your higher self trying to connect to you to get a message through to you. Trust your gut feeling. When you get that weird butterfly feeling in your gut, trust it. Trust that that's a signal for something. You're being signaled. A signal is being sent to you for a reason. Learn to memorize what each feeling means, because each feeling that you feel in your gut will mean something. Something feels like terror and something feels like butterflies. Something gives you chills. Something makes your blood rise. Something makes your skin tingle. But it all starts in your solar plexus. Learn how to tell the difference when you're getting those signals. Don't freak out every time you get a signal in your body that feels like, oh my God, there's a problem. Don't immediately just think that it's a problem because it feels scary. Breathe it out and try to feel what's happening and then ask yourself, what are you trying to tell me? Guide me. And close your eyes and see if you can hear anything. See if you get a message or a picture in your mind's eye. Don't freak out all the time. Just breathe it out. Ask, because your thoughts that are coming through could be channels, and those gut feelings are telling you something. You just don't know what that something is. Don't automatically think that that something is something bad. Don't go with fear as your first thought. Remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. You got to learn how to check that fear. And I'm learning right along with you. I'm not like this saint that had conquered fear. I'm still dealing with fear all the time. All the time. I'm always kicking fear's ass. Ass. I know some of you are laughing along with me. Anyways, when you are, tapping in and you're getting these really strange thoughts that are coming through and you're getting those gut feelings, that's your crown chakra and your solar plexus activating. They're becoming more active and they're giving you signals. Okay? So they're becoming activated. So just feel it out. Don't freak it out. Okay? So as I mentioned, we are all in the beginning of this, the beginning of the end. We're in the beginning of this grand awakening, this beautiful awakening. And it's here. That awakening, that big awakening that everybody talked about for so many years. We're finally in it. We're in it. It's not coming. Stop waiting for it. It's already here. It's happening. We're in it. We're already here. This is our true ascension. It's already happening at a collective level. It's time to finally just surrender and just know that it's here. Know that you're going through it. Have faith that you're going to get through it. It's time to level up to the truth. This is the shift. Let go of fear. Let go of what the mainstream media is programming you with. Stop watching the news. Even memes on your page. I mean, I still share some funny political ones, but it took me a fat minute to not let it bother me. And politics don't usually bother me because I don't do that whole game. I don't vote. I don't fuck around with all that. I don't do politics. I don't do religion. Um, I know that it's part of this game here on Earth. It's part of the uh, main this 3D matrix. It's part of the illusion, and I don't play it. And it took me a long time to realize it's a game, to realize that it's an illusion. And even though I realized it, I was still caught up in it. So, I don't watch the news. I don't even bother. I don't even watch the Weather Channel. What a crock of shit that is. Um, but it's going to get to you even if you don't watch the news. If you're on social media, you're going to come across it on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. You're going to hear somebody else's political side of, the story or, whatever. You're going to hear somebody's story. It doesn't even matter what their story is. What matters is what your story is. Your story is the light one, and it's going to be okay. You're just witnessing the collapse of linear time, of the 3D matrix. Just witness the world. Just observe the world around you. I swear to you guys, for a while I was a little afraid. Like I was like I had this courage, and then that courage went away, and then I had courage again, then it went away. And then I started to worry about the whole vaccine and the oh man, I shouldn't have said that word. But anyways, I said it. Can't take it back. And then I started to worry about them stupid passports, and that disrupted my energy and my peace. And boy, I was going at it. Like I was in it. But then I realized it wasn't affecting me. So why am I in it? Why am I holding space for that fear? Fuck that. Now I feel like I'm standing behind this huge plexiglass window. And it's bulletproof, by the way. And nothing can get me. But I see it. I can see everything for what it really is. And there's a few other people that are behind this plexiglass bulletproof window that are witnessing it with me. And we're just observing it. And we're just waiting for those people to wake up and see it for what it is. It's bullshit. It's fear-mongering. They can't do shit to you. You have to give up your sovereignty for them to take. They can't even take shit from you. You have to willingly give up your sovereignty for that shit to affect you. I will not give up my sovereignty. I know this. I stand true to this. I stand in my truth. Therefore, none of this shit's going to affect me because we won. I have clarity. Now I have to sit behind this stupid window and watch everything collapse until the rest of the people out there realize that it's utter bullshit. And, and they stand in their truth and they claim their sovereignty. And they they know that they are sovereign. So I got to wait here behind this window. This stupid clock is dinging. It's making me lose my train of thought. But yeah, I have to stand here behind this window and hope that those souls on the other side will not be tricked into the dumb programming and be stuck on the old earth as I'm over here, you know, at the entrance to the new earth, you know, hoping that everybody else that's on the other side will see what's really happening and cross over. So let go of fear and let go of mainstream media, no matter where you see it, even if it's on your social media. Don't let that shit bother you. Don't even get caught up in it. So all that mainstream media is doing is programming you with fear. It's all fear. And the fear is so that you can fear death. That's why they're creating all this fear, because they're feeding off of it and they want you to fear death. Most people think that death is the final goodbye. It's not. Death is not the end. We are eternal. Once we leave this body, we don't die. Energy transfers. Have faith in yourself and your creator, whatever it is that you believe in. Have faith in your creator. Know, that's the key word, know that you are divine. Know that you are powerful. You can manifest anything, but do it with love, because love is the law. Get into the state of knowing. Stop saying that you believe. Stop believing. Fuck believing. It's a knowing. Know. It's a knowing that gives you your power. Not believing, it's a knowing. More and more timelines are breaking apart, causing more mainstream media to push fear programs. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the BS. And as these timelines break down, you're going to witness, but I don't want you to witness it. I want you to observe it. You're going to observe the weather, because the weather will most likely get worse and worse. More tornadoes, more earthquakes, more tsunamis, more hurricanes. Hurricanes hitting areas like New York, even up here in Western New York by Lake Ontario. We're going to have a lot of fucked up shit happen. It's going to happen. It's supposed to happen. So just observe it for what it is. Don't fear that you're going to get caught up in a hurricane and die, or struck by lightning and die, because that's what the mainstream media wants you to do. They want you to fear the what if I die scenario. Fuck that. You are divine. You know that you're going to be okay. You know that this is supposed to happen. So you know that you have to observe this and just live every day with love, unconditional love. So you're going to witness, again, I said witness, you're going to observe the weather as it gets a little crazy, and that's okay. And you're going to love it as it gets crazy. And you're going to tell the rain it's beautiful. You're going to tell the lightning it's beautiful. You're going to tell the thunder that it sounds beautiful, because it's all beautiful. It's supposed to happen. So you're going to witness this breakdown of all the old programs. Just know within your heart that we are shifting. We're changing. I want you to focus on anchoring into the new dimension that you are in or that you are entering. And then I want you to find your grounding, anchor into that new world, and start to acclimate to that new energy. Because this shift is going to continue, and it's going to keep continuing. You're going to observe the darkness. You're going to see it, because you're going to witness this darkness. So I want you to observe this darkness. I don't want you to absorb what's happening. I want you to witness it. I want you to observe it, but not absorb it. So observe this darkness as it goes batshit crazy. Because that's what's going to happen. Because the darkness is refusing to hold light. So it's going crazy, crazy, crazy as it starts to get torn apart, fall as it falls apart, as light shines on it and makes it disappear. So I want you to stay strong together, unite with people, reunite with your family if you don't talk to them and they're willing to talk to you. Be kind to people, be kind to your neighbors, and make an effort to be a better human being, a person that is willing to unite, to come together, because united we stand. We're strong as one. We are one. And as long as we are one, we are strong. I love you.